When two senior members of BTS began to show dissatisfaction with the direction of the group, a big question emerged: is the harmony that has always been displayed just an illusion? Information gathered from various internal sources indicates that the emotional pressure experienced by Suga and the anger expressed by Jimin are not isolated incidents, but rather a representation of structural issues that have been hidden behind BTS's global image. Is this the beginning of a permanent rift in the world's most influential music group today? Sources close to the industry state that Suga, known as one of the main creative minds behind BTS's music, has been under prolonged psychological pressure due to differences in vision with the management. The imbalance between musical idealism and global commercial demands is believed to be the main cause of this conflict. Suga is reported to have felt frustrated by the management's decisions, which he viewed as sacrificing artistic depth for broader market expansion. The tension continued to build up until it manifested as reluctance to fully participate in several of BTS's recent projects before their hiatus. Meanwhile, Jimin, the eldest member who has long been known as the guardian of internal harmony, is said to have experienced deep disappointment when he saw that the pressure Suga was facing was not being taken seriously by the management. In a closed internal meeting, Jimin reportedly made a strong protest against the company's unfair treatment of his bandmate. Jin's emotional reaction surprised many, as he had always been known as a calm and diplomatic figure. The differing views between the members and management regarding the musical direction of BTS have created tension that is difficult to avoid. Bang Si-hyuk, the founder of HYBE and the main producer of BTS, in a leaked internal interview, mentioned that there are strategic decisions that cannot always be accepted by all members of the group. Although he did not name anyone directly, many suspect that his statement referred to the dissatisfaction of Suga and Jin. In addition to the vision conflict, public pressure and global expectations have exacerbated the situation. As international icons, BTS is burdened with an image of perfection that does not always align with the reality behind the scenes. The members are expected to remain harmonious, productive, and professional under all conditions. This burden is even heavier for those with dual roles, like Suga, who also serves as a producer and primary songwriter. This is believed to be the root of the silent pressure building up. Another crucial issue is the limited internal space given to the members in the creative decision-making process. Several reports mention that although they are formally given the freedom to express themselves, in practice, not all ideas from the members are accepted or considered equally. This creates a sense of artistic suppression, particularly for members like Suga, who have a strong and consistent creative vision. Jin's anger was not just an emotional reaction but a form of concern for the internal dynamics of the group, which were starting to be disturbed. He is believed to have seen the pressure Suga was facing as a serious threat to BTS's future stability. In some internal meetings, Jimin was even reported to have asked a critical question: do we still have a voice in this group? This question reflects a collective unease that might not only be felt by one or two members. Fans' reactions to this issue have been varied. On one hand, many have shown empathy toward the mental and emotional state of the members. On the other hand, some are concerned that such internal conflicts could signal the beginning of a permanent breakup. Heated discussions have spread across various platforms, from Twitter to online communities, debating whether BTS's management can maintain the balance between business interests and the emotional well-being of its artists. So far, there has been no official statement from HYBE or the BTS members regarding these rumors. However, this silence has only fueled more speculation. Many believe that if this issue is not addressed openly and transparently, the potential internal rift could grow and have a direct impact on BTS's future after their mandatory military service ends. Amidst this uncertainty, one thing is clear: the pressure Suga faces and Jin's anger are not merely interpersonal dynamics, but signals of a fundamental imbalance in the structure and system behind BTS's operations. Will HYB dare to introspect and make corrections? Or will they continue to maintain the everything is fine narrative for commercial interests? What is certain is that the public is no longer accepting the harmonious story without criticism. They demand honesty, transparency, and fairness for the members who have dedicated themselves to their craft and fans. And perhaps, for BTS itself, this is the time not only to be a symbol of success, but also an example of decisiveness in rejecting a system that suppresses creativity and mental health. When social media was flooded with shocking news about the emotional pressure Suga was facing and Jin's anger towards the management, the public became divided between trust and doubt. A fundamental question emerged sharply. Does this information truly reflect the factual situation behind the scenes of BTS, or is it just a sensational narrative constructed to provoke emotions and clicks? In today's digital climate, where information spreads faster than clarifications, we must ask seriously, are we witnessing the revelation of BTS's internal reality, or just a product of media algorithms manipulating public attention? It must be emphasized that the sources of this issue come from unofficial channels such as TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter communities. These platforms, while often the first to break news, are not media with strict journalistic verification mechanisms. So, isn't it natural to question their legitimacy and credibility? We cannot ignore that BTS is a global phenomenon that is highly tempting to exploit narratively. Every small rumor can quickly become a headline, and every facial expression can be interpreted as a symbol of a major conflict. But amid this frenzy, have we as an audience lost our critical thinking abilities? Are we too quick to believe just because the information went viral? Why is the public so easily convinced that Suga is truly under pressure? Is it because we see him as a serious and reserved musician, so the assumption of emotional pressure seems reasonable? What if this narrative is intentionally constructed to align with the image that has long been associated with him? And what about Jin? Did his anger really occur, or is it just an interpretation of a clip that was spread without full context? These questions are not only important but crucial, because when we accept information without skepticism, we not only become victims of media manipulation but also become part of its spread. Are we aware that in the digital age, every like, retweet, or share can strengthen a narrative? Even if that narrative is not necessarily true, it is worth asking, who benefits from the spread of this news? Does it come from fans who truly care about the mental health of their idols? Or is it part of a covert marketing strategy to maintain public attention while BTS is on hiatus for military service? It is possible that both the company and external parties have certain interests in maintaining BTS's presence in the public discourse. We must also consider the possibility that this conflict narrative is merely a reflection of the media's need to continue presenting drama and tension. In the entertainment industry, sensation is the most marketable commodity. So, is it true that this issue arose because there is a real problem within BTS, or because the media knows that the BTS breakup is a topic that always attracts clicks and heated discussion? There is nothing wrong with questioning information.